Welcome to Entrepreneurial Edge. In today's world, information flows faster than ever before. Critical thinking is more than just analyzing data. It's about asking the right questions, challenging assumptions, and forming your own informed opinions. In this video, we're going to equip you with 15 practical ways to sharpen your critical thinking skills. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Let's start with a fundamental principle. Questioning assumptions. We all have preconceived notions about the world, but how often do we stop to question those assumptions? Challenging your assumptions is not about being disagreeable. It's about fostering intellectual curiosity. When we question our assumptions, we open ourselves up to new possibilities, to innovative ideas, and to a deeper understanding of the world around us. Think about a time when a company disrupted an entire industry. What did they do differently? Often it's because they challenged the fundamental assumptions that everyone else took for granted. So challenge your assumptions, embrace curiosity, and watch as it unlocks new levels of innovation and critical thought. The journey to becoming a more critical thinker begins with self-awareness. It's about understanding your own values, your own thought processes, and yes, even your own biases. Recognizing these biases is not about labeling yourself as good or bad. It's about developing a clearer, more objective perspective. When you understand your own internal landscape, you're better equipped to navigate the external world. Self-awareness is like having a map. It allows you to see the bigger picture, identify potential pitfalls, and ultimately make more informed choices. The more you understand yourself, the more effectively you can think critically. Let's discuss TED-Ed's 5-step process for critical thinking. It helps tackle complex issues and make informed decisions. First, define your question clearly. Be specific and break it down. Next, gather credible information. Analyze data, identify patterns, and draw connections. Assess implications and explore other perspectives. Evaluate your mental process. One of the most valuable skills you can develop as a critical thinker is the ability to evaluate your own mental process. Think of it as metacognition, thinking about thinking. Ask yourself, what assumptions am I making? What biases might be influencing my judgment? Am I jumping to conclusions, or am I considering all the evidence? This process of self-reflection can be challenging at first. When you develop the ability to evaluate your own thinking, you become a more discerning consumer of information, a more effective problem solver, and a more insightful decision maker. Ask questions. It may seem obvious, but never underestimate the power of asking questions. Curiosity is the engine of critical thinking, but asking questions is not just about seeking information. It's about framing the issue at hand. The questions we ask shape our understanding of the problem and guide us towards potential solutions. Don't be afraid to ask why. Why is this happening? Why is this done this way? Why do I believe this? So embrace curiosity, ask questions relentlessly, and watch as it transforms your critical thinking abilities. Learn to investigate. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to jump to conclusions based on limited information. We skim headlines, scroll through social media feeds, and form opinions without always digging deeper. However, critical thinking requires a more disciplined approach. Think of yourself as a detective gathering evidence. Before forming an opinion or making a decision, take the time to collect and analyze data thoroughly. This process of investigation may require you to step outside your comfort zone, so cultivate a healthy skepticism, learn to investigate thoroughly, and make decisions based on evidence, not assumptions. Identify patterns. Our brains are wired to recognize patterns. It's how we make sense of the world, predict future events, and navigate complex situations. But this innate ability to identify patterns can also be harnessed as a powerful tool for critical thinking. Start by paying attention to patterns in your environment. Are there recurring themes in your work? Do certain situations tend to elicit similar reactions from you? The ability to identify patterns is essential for critical thinking and informed decision-making. Be a daydreamer. In a world obsessed with productivity and constant stimulation, it might seem counterintuitive to encourage daydreaming. However, allowing your mind to wander freely can be a surprisingly effective way to boost critical thinking. When we daydream, we engage our brain's default mode network, a network of brain regions that becomes active when we're not focused on a specific task. Think of daydreaming as a mental playground where your thoughts can roam freely, making new connections and exploring unconventional ideas. By carving out time for unstructured thought, you create the mental space for creative insights, innovative solutions, and a fresh perspective on old problems. Feed your mind. Just as a healthy body requires nourishment, so too does a healthy mind. If you want to develop your critical thinking skills, you need to feed your mind with a steady diet of stimulating content. Reading is one of the most effective ways to expand your knowledge base, challenge your assumptions, and encounter new perspectives. But critical thinking is not just about acquiring information, it's about processing that information effectively. Meditation can be a valuable tool in this regard. Engage in activities that spark your creativity, whether it's writing stories, painting, or simply daydreaming. Be open to other points of view. One of the hallmarks of a critical thinker is the ability to engage with diverse perspectives, even those that challenge their own beliefs. When we close ourselves off to opposing viewpoints, we limit our understanding of the world and increase the likelihood of falling prey to confirmation bias. Make a conscious effort to seek out diverse perspectives. Engage in respectful dialogue with people who hold different views. Read books and articles that challenge your assumptions. By engaging with diverse perspectives, you broaden your understanding of the issue at hand and make more informed decisions. Form your own opinions. In today's age of information overload, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of opinions and analyses. Critical thinking demands we go beyond absorbing information and form our own informed opinions. This means evaluating evidence, considering perspectives, and arriving at our own conclusions. Engage actively with information to distinguish critical thinking from passive consumption. Identify the problem. Before we can even begin to solve a problem, we need to be crystal clear about what that problem is. This may seem obvious, but all too often we jump into solution mode without taking the time to properly define the issue at hand. Start by asking the right questions. What are the specific symptoms of the problem? When did it first arise? What are the potential causes? By taking the time to clearly identify the problem, we set the stage for more effective problem-solving and decision-making. Criticism can be difficult to swallow. It can feel like a personal attack or a threat to our ego. But to grow, we need to embrace it as a learning opportunity. Distinguish between constructive criticism and negativity. Constructive criticism helps us improve and refine our work. Critical thinking is not a destination. It's a journey of continuous learning and improvement. And like any journey, it requires regular self-evaluation to ensure we're on the right track. Take some time to reflect on your decision-making processes. What worked well? What could have been done better? Were there any biases or assumptions that influenced your choices? This process of self-evaluation can be uncomfortable at times, but it's precisely this willingness to be self-critical that allows us to grow as thinkers, learners, and individuals. Thanks for watching Entrepreneurial Edge. We've covered a lot of ground today, exploring 15 practical ways to develop your critical thinking skills. Remember, these skills are essential tools for anyone who wants to navigate the complexities of life and business with clarity, purpose, and confidence. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more tips on personal and professional growth. Critical thinking takes practice, so stay curious, keep challenging yourself, and never stop asking why.